Shalom Yasharallah, which means peace Israel. I'd like to start off by giving our praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakadash. Yahweh, thou be the true and powerful mighty name, of who the world ignorantly calls God, Jehovah, Yahweh, or Ahaya. Bahashem means in the name. Yahweh Shai, thou be the true and powerful mighty name, of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, Yeshua, or Yeshaya. And the Ruach HaKodesh is the Holy Spirit, according to the ancient Paleo-Hebrew tongue. I would like to give double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, who I've learned the truth of the Bible from, and peace, blessing, safety, and salutation unto the hopeful elect, and to you believers and listeners out there that came back into the faith and obedience of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, and much love and respect unto you brothers pushing this gospel in sincerity and truth, risking your lives and freedom, now more so than ever. May Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai continue to bless you and your households. I'm the brother Iwan, coming back at you with another lesson. Lord willing is edifying to the Lord's elect. Okay? And as you see, the title of this video, it says anti-ICE rioters allegedly blasted feds with chemical substance during violent protests outside Newark immigration facility. Okay? And this is more civil unrest. More Egyptians versus Egyptians. Oh, Salakia. These people are getting fed up with this current system. Okay? And I'm pretty sure it's going to be something else that's going to cause chaos, riots, and all that. Is the slush fund that Trump, DJT, Nero 47, has for the January 6th rioters. You know, pretty much paying them off for what they did. So be expecting more riots, more protests, more civil unrest in the coming days, man. It says anti-ICE rioters allegedly blasted federal immigration officers with a chemical substance during the raucous protest that erupted Tuesday outside a Newark immigration detention center for the fifth straight day. And it's been alleged that these ICE agents are SAing underage girls, and these girls are ending up pregnant and, by being detained in these facilities. There's no telling what's actually going on. They probably SAing the little boys too. Or, torturing them, man. That's why we got to get up out of here, man. The riotous overnight clash exploded outside Delaney Hall when violent agitators sprayed federal officers with the unknown chemical agent as authorities tried to quell the chaos outside the facility, according to Homeland Security Mark Wayne Mullen. Shocking footage showed mobs of mass keffiyeh clad rabble-rousers squaring off with dozens of ICE agents, blocking vehicles and causing mayhem outside the detention center. Image right here. Okay, it looks like a suspect is being arrested. Okay, yeah, it says 2 people were arrested for assaulting, resisting, and impeding federal officers. That's the hall, the detention center. Shit, it looked like it used to be a damn store or something. Anti-ICE protests have spiraled into growing violence in recent days, with tensions boiling over after Governor Mickey Sherrill joined demonstrators. Mullen on Wednesday said that only a handful of detainees are hunger striking because they're requesting ethnic food. Okay? Yeah, it's going down. I read that. Assaulting and obstructing ICE law enforcement is a crime and a felony, he fumes talking about what's the guy's name? Mullen, Mark Wayne Mullen. Anyone who assaults law enforcement will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Okay, but what about what those agents are doing to those people in there, man? They need to get prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law as well. Nero 47 called the demonstrators all paid for protesters during a cabinet meeting in the White House. These aren't protesters. These people are fake, he said when asked about the ongoing protests outside the facility. Now, given you do, during the C-19 and the George Floyd ordeal, you did have Antifa and George Soros paying alleged protesters, or as we would call it, agent provocateurs, to, go cause, disruption in different cities and states. To pretty much try to get a reaction out the people. So Trump, he's on to something. He spoke truth right there, because a lot of these protesters are just people that just getting paid to tear up shit and cause chaos and disruption. Crowds had thinned by Wednesday morning as roughly 30 armed ICE agents manned the front gate. Delaney Hall has been a hotbed of unrest since Friday, when detainees reportedly launched a hunger and labor strike to protest conditions inside the 1,000-bed facility. Anti-ICE protests have spiraled into growing violence in recent days, with tensions boiling over after Governor Mike Sherrill joined demonstrators at the facility on Monday in what DHS dismissed as a political stunt. He probably trying to get them votes up. Okay, let me grab a quick scripture real quick. Let's go. 2nd Ezra 15, not 15, not 16. Said 15. And let's go to verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. Hey, and then especially more so, Slovakia now, Russia is at war with NATO. This thing just keeps heating up. So, making Elder Apostle Tahar's Slovakia statement about we only gonna have a matter of months is looking more and more clear as each day and each event passes, man. Okay? We literally finna go home, man. We literally finna be up out this place, man. And call Halal Yahweh Bashim Shai for showing us that his words are faithful and true. Continuing on. For the sword of their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another in swords in their hands. Or what's the modern day sword? The gun. Okay, a killing instrument. That's what a sword represents. Okay. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They should not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Yes, so they're not going to be regarding. Damn, these hiccups came out of nowhere. They're not going to be regarding their government. They're not going to care about their government. They're not going to care about the consequences and the charges that are going to be brought up against them, because these people are fed up. They're tired of the unfairness. They're tired of the one-sidedness. They tired of all the bullshit. So yeah, when these people said enough is enough. Let's go here. Isaiah 19 in verse 1. The burden of Egypt. Behold, Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt. And America is modern day Egypt, spiritually. And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his neighbor. So like everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. Yeah, and that's what's happening. Civil unrest, civil unrest, a civil war. And it's only going to continue to escalate and, intensify more and intensify more. Verse 3, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst of and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, said Yahweh, the Lord of hosts. Right. And Nero 47 is their cruel Lord. Okay, saying that he don't care, about the people and their financial struggles. That's cruelty. Okay, saying that you don't care about your subjects, that's cruel, man. But hey, he's gonna get paid back for that. How about Shimon Shah is gonna make him pay back. All these damn devils. Continuing on, the migrants inside claim they have been served tainted food, packed into rooms without air conditioning, and their immigration cases ignored by federal judges. The New Jersey Monitor reported. So not only y'all feeding these people spoiled food, y'all packing them in these hot ass rooms. It's finna be the summertime. While and I'm pretty sure all the cruel Lord, gave the green light on this, man. However, DHS insists conditions inside its centers are actually maintained higher detention standards than most U.S. prisons that hold U.S. citizens, and decline claims of a hunger strike. Of course, they're going to downplay it, man, because they don't want to get looked at as the bad guys, but y'all are the bad guys. Y'all are pieces of shit. Mullen on Wednesday said that only a handful of detainees have been skipping meals because they're requesting ethnic food. Yeah, they want food that's not spoiled and tainted, man. Shit. Hey, and for situations like this, that's why it's important to train your body to go without. That's why it's important to fast, because they're going to be, for those that get locked up in these detention centers, they're going to be feeding you bullshit. Let's get that real quick. Go back to 2nd Ezra 16. I know it's around here. Okay, 2nd Ezra 16:68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. Right. Those things they feeding them has probably been, offered unto idols, which we know the ultimate thing they're going to be trying to get us to take. Well, depending on whoever or the hopeful elect gets taken to these detention centers, they're going to try to get us to, bow down and take that MARK, that MOTB. And that's why it's important to resist. Continue. So back to the article. Well, they can go back to their country and get whatever food they want, he said during the Wednesday cabinet meeting. The fact is, we're giving them the calories they want. This isn't Holiday Inn. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure the food you're giving them is spoiled, way past its expiration date. Mullen also blasted Cheryl and other left Garden State polls for joining the rowdy protests on Memorial Day. It shows the radical left Democrats' priorities when they decide to go out and protest a detention center where we're housing rapists, child predators, murderers, drug dealers, and they choose Memorial Day. And that's it. Okay, but what about y'all not arresting rapists and child predators, murderers, and drug dealers? Okay, because all, you know, these people that are in offices and high positions and governmental positions, they're the biggest rapists. They're the biggest child predators. They're the biggest murderers, and they, of course, are the biggest drug dealers. Shout out to Big Pharma, the biggest drug dealer in the world. But yet, see, that just goes to show that we're under a devil. A devil is in rulership, man. Hypocritical ass. So let's get a few more scriptures, and we're gonna close out. Let's see. 2nd Ezra 6:24. At that time shall France fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Hey, France. So what's going to be causing France to fight one another? Different views on ideologies in the world. Okay, different. You have a famine, lack of food and bread. That's going to cause France to fight. Mandates. Okay, like we seen during the C-19 scandemic, French people was falling out of friendships due to that to vaccine waters, man. These prophecies, these scriptures, they're speaking loud. Okay, let's go here. 2 Timothy 3:1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. Right. And the beginning of these perilous times is the degeneration of society, rebellion, and disobedience. Okay. And that's what's going on, man. This society, America, Babylon the Great, is degenerating. It's decaying from the inside out. Okay. And it's finna fall. Back to 2nd Ezra. Let's go to chapter 13, verse 31. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. Okay? And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen, which I showed thee before, and then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest as a man descending. So when we seeing these things happening, so we know of a surety that Yahweh Shai is coming very soon. And I'll end it off with this, Matthew chapter 24 and verse 24. And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Right. And I do got one more I want to get real quick. All right, Luke 11. I want to say, I like how it's written in one of the other translations, so bear with me. Luke 11. Yep, bingo, there it is. Luke chapter 11, verse 17 in the NLT. He knew their thoughts, so he said, any kingdom divided by civil war is doomed. And this country, this corporation, America, is moonwalking, skipping, sprinting until civil war. A family splintered by feuding will fall apart. You say I am empowered by Satan, but if Satan is divided and fighting against himself, how can his kingdom survive? Okay? So yo, how's this? How's Esau rulership gonna stand if he, and how is it gonna survive if he's fighting against himself? Now I'll leave you off with that. So I pray and hope that the edification was made, giving our praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Hakodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone, peace, blessing, safety, and salutation unto the hopeful elect and to you believers and listeners out there. Shalom.